noglokel.com.
There's talking and there's communication. It is interesting that you can talk to someone or someone can talk to you. It doesn't mean that you understand or you get what they're saying. Or you can talk to someone and it doesn't mean that they'll get what you're saying. Now, communication is a difficult thing. And it becomes more difficult depending on who you're talking to. I spent a long time trying to figure out certain things that people say. Like when you're talking to someone for 2 hours, whether it's in person or on the phone, and they say, I have to tell you something. And you say, and you figure, we're talking, you're having a conversation back and forth for 2 hours. When they have to stop and say, I have to tell you something, that means it's different than the conversation. I mean, it has now gone from, it's big now, because if we're talking for 2 hours and they have to stop and say, I have to tell you something. I mean, you were telling me something for 2 hours and now you have to stop and say I have to tell you something. That done got serious. So it's like, it's at this point that, this is, you better this is something. Somebody's gonna die. They're gonna kill somebody. This is serious when they have to get like that. Or when you're talking on the phone, with your girl, you guys are talking, 2 hours, 3 hours, and she says, I wrote something to you. Can you read it? You figure to yourself, we're talking, we're on the phone. We're talking for 3 hours, love. I mean, and she said, yeah, I know, but I wrote something to you. I want you to read it. That's like a contract. Once you read that, ain't no going back, because if she couldn't tell you in that conversation that you were having for 2 or 3 hours, she has to write it. Once you read that, you'll never be able to say, oh no, I don't remember that. So that's don't even, I'm like, do you read it? I'm like, no, I didn't get to it yet. Don't read that, because that's serious contract right there. Once you read that, you better get the ring, you better get married, you better do divorce that you're supposed to do with the other woman, do whatever you need to do, you need to do it. Because that there, once you read, it's a contract. It's a different thing to talk to you and then to write it down. And if you haven't figured out this one yet, then let me enlighten you. When she tells you it's not you, it's me, it means it's you. But it's on a different scale. You see, normally she'll say, you messed up. You did something wrong. You say, honey, I'll fix that. I got you, I'll fix it. But when it gets to the level where she says, it's not you, it's me, it means it's over. You can't fix it, because she's taken away the control now for you to be able to fix that. There's nothing you can do. The divorce is coming whether you like it or not. The other man is already with her. It's done. One of the worst, though, is, honey, it's okay. Don't worry, it'll be all right. When she tells you that, that means it's finished. Whatever you didn't do, that vacation you decided not to go on, and for whatever reason, you better go on it. I mean, you go do what you should have done now. Today, get on the flight and go where you should have gone with the family. Take everybody. Take the grandmother, the aunt, everyone she wanted you to take them. Of all the words, though, in communication, these, though, I haven't figured out yet. These have confused me, because they always seem to have some connection with financial rejection 2 or so days prior. When she says, honey, I'm not in the mood. Check it. Somewhere 2 or 3 days prior, you said no to some financial purchase. Honey, that's too much. Why waste our money on something like that? I mean, why do you need something like that for the gym? Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe I don't need it to impress my friends or to show everyone how sexy I am in the gym. That's true. You're right. And now, women are smart. they're not going to say no that night because you get the connection. Because we're you know, as men are not so smart. You know, after 2 days, they've forgotten that they have not bought that stuff that they should have bought for their wife. But the women don't forget. She'll wait 2 days, 3 days, and give it to you. Good the first night, give it to you the second night. On the third night, she's like, oh, honey, I'm not in the mood. And you have no idea. Because you done forgot that 2 days prior. It's too long. We don't remember that far. We figure, what we do today? What happened? I was good. I got you flowers. I got you a car. She's like, I'm just not in the mood. But check 2-3 days prior whenever you hear that statement. So it is with communication. It's very twisted and difficult to figure out. Always with human communication. However, communication is in truth different than talking. And it will take all our efforts to figure out what the person is trying to say. But rest assured, I've given you a dictionary on a few thoughts